Hello, welcome to my rhinoplasty journey. My name is Ashley Quick and I'm having nose surgery in 3 days. It makes me nervous just thinking about that. I'm flying from Saskatchewan, Canada to Toronto, Ontario, Canada to have surgery with Dr. Michael Roskies. The surgery itself is purely cosmetic. I just don't like the way that my nose looks. So when I was young, I thought that my nose was a little bit big for my face, and then I ended up breaking it twice later. So not only is it a little bit large in my opinion, but now there's a bump here, and it kind of points in that direction, and I'll show you from the side. There's a nice bump on the dorsal hump there. So hopefully we're going to have favorable results, take that bump down, narrow the nose a little bit, get rid of this bump, and just bring the nostrils in a bit and lift and refine the tip, which actually sounds like a lot. So I'm very excited. I am leaving to the airport right away, and I hope you guys enjoy this journey. I have been in Toronto for 2 days now. I got my COVID test when I arrived, got the results back this morning, and they came back negative. So it looks like we're gonna go through with the procedure. I'm actually just headed to Dr. Roskies' office to do our pre-op before tomorrow morning's surgery. So, wish me luck. Wow, I look scary. Day one. So yesterday was surgery day, and when Dr. Roskies went in to start the surgery, he found extra broken stuff in my nose that he had to repair, which is why I am looking freaky and feeling freaky. No real pain right now. I've had some pain on and off, but I find if you stay on top of the pain meds and really time them out well, it's not so bad. I could breathe through my nose after surgery. Right now I can't, and my eyes hurt, you can see. Oh, anyway, having a hard time keeping them open because they're so sore, which is fine because I'm supposed to sleep anyway. So I'm supposed to be icing for 20 minutes on every hour. So sleep for 40 minutes, ice for 20 minutes, back and forth. It looks pretty bad, but you know what? It was even worse yesterday, if you can believe that. My top lip is a little bit frozen, and like this side of my bottom lip is a little bit frozen. Sleeping is troublesome. I like sleep for maybe an hour and then like wake up because my mouth is dry, and I have like dry mouth spray and drinking water and stuff, so that helps. But it's not great. Right now I just feel like very congested and tired. So yeah, this is day one. If anything changes, I'll update you guys. Hey guys, it is day 2. I'm here with Matt. He has been nursing me back to health. I can see that my bruising looks quite a bit better, and the swelling has kind of moved down my face. It was more like in the eyes and forehead, and now it's kind of in this area. Yesterday, pain got worse throughout the day. It was pretty bad by the nighttime, but I did get a really good sleep, took 2 extra Gravol and an extra pain med, and slept for 12 hours. I was up every few hours to drink water or take more pain meds or whatever, but we made it through the night, and the sleep really helped. And then I woke up this morning and felt pretty good, like 5 out of 10 on the pain scale. And oh, sorry, I'm bleeding. And then it's been getting a little bit worse just as the days go on. As the day goes on, I did have a nap today, but I couldn't nap as much as I did yesterday. But got out for a walk this morning, and my appetite has been increasing, which is good. I haven't really been hungry at all. Anyway, you can see the bruising has turned from dark purple to like pinky red. Yeah, and I can see yesterday I had a really hard time seeing because they were so swollen. Anywho, hopefully I wake up tomorrow and feel that much better. Today was about 20% better pain-wise than yesterday. So if we can make that improvement again tomorrow, I think that would be really nice. Okay, bye. We are coming up on the end of day 3. My bruising is getting yellow. I mean, you can see it. It's still like pretty bad on my eyelids there. But today I'm feeling quite a bit better than yesterday. I'd say each day it's been like a 20% progression, with kind of the day after surgery being the worst. And then day 2 was like very uncomfortable. And then today has been like uncomfortable, but like less pain, significantly less pain. Moments of like pain, but a lot less. So I'm so happy for that. Oh, because you get in that pain cave on like your surgery day and the day after, and it just feels like this was the worst choice ever. But by day 3, like, all right, I'm okay. Matt just left. My lovely husband flew in to be with me. He flew in the day before surgery, and he was actually scheduled to leave early this morning. And I had him reschedule his flight just because I want to make sure that I was like feeling good this morning and like emotionally okay. That's kind of been the hardest part for me, is like just emotionally dealing with the pain, I guess, and just trauma. I don't know. I haven't really had like a major trauma like this or a surgery, and it has like hit me harder than anticipated. Anyway, Matt just left to go back to the airport, which means that I have 2 more full days here by myself, and then I leave Tuesday morning and head back home. The swelling has moved. Obviously you can see it's like down here, which is fine. It is what it is. But I am excited to see this like yellowing, because that's kind of the final stage before the bruising goes away. And there wasn't this much yellowing this morning. It's just been throughout the day that it has been like progressing. I went for a nice big walk today. We walked for about 30 minutes, which was maybe like pushing it a little bit. But we got like kind of lost. And my appetite is like pretty much back. I can actually feel my stomach like when it's hungry. Whereas in the days previous, like I just couldn't feel anything in my stomach. The only thing I felt was like my face like throbbing with pain. So these are good signs. My lips are like dry from my mouth breathing and have been like peeling. And like under my eyes, that like soft skin under the eyes has been peeling a little bit as well. But otherwise, I'm doing okay. Day 5. You can have a look at my bruising. It has gotten much, much better. We are very close to all of the pink being yellow, and yellow is the last stage before it goes away. I've also gotten a few like bruises here on my face. I have no idea what that's from. Maybe like the tape with the mustache dressing. I feel like I just wake up with them. So I don't know what's going on. Speaking of sleeping, I do sleep propped up on like 4 pillows, and I have a neck pillow that I got on Amazon that saves my life because it keeps me from like turning my head in my sleep. So even if I do slide down on those pillows in the night, I'm still like propped like right up. It's quite comfortable. Feeling pretty good today. There were some points today where I felt like really good, and some points where I like didn't feel very good. So I guess it just kind of cycles throughout the day based on what you're doing. I'm down to 1 nap a day. When we started this journey, I was napping like 3 times a day and then 2 times a day. And now just once in the afternoon for about an hour, and then getting about 9 hours of sleep at night. And that's been good for me. My mouth is kind of coming back. The top lip is, not even the lip, like this area is still pretty numb. Like I can't like lift it, but I feel like the rest of my mouth has come back well, so I can chew and eat and talk more normally, and have like some crunchy foods. So I've been eating like some salad that has like kale and like little pieces of raw broccoli in it, and that has been just fine. I'm still having smoothies every day with pineapple. Honestly, not eating as much pineapple as I thought I was going to, and like maybe should. But I have about 2 smoothies a day, each of them with about half a cup, maybe a little more than that, of pineapple in it. So maybe if I ate more pineapple, I'd have less bruising. Oh, I don't know. See, oh, the nose bleeds a little bit. So I haven't been bleeding very much at all today. It was nothing this morning, and then I went for a little walk, and I thought that I didn't walk too far or too fast, but by the time I got back, I did start bleeding just a little bit again. And it's not like straight blood, it's like kind of fluidy blood. I think that's probably gross, sorry. It just leaks a little bit, and only occasionally. But if I'm like resting or laying back, it doesn't come out at all. So maybe I'm just overdoing it. Anyway, day 5, feeling the cast is off. The splints are out, the sutures are out, and this is
what we're looking at right now. So Dr. Roskies said that my nose is probably about twice as wide as it will be because it's very swollen. But I'm not gonna lie, like I already like it. It was so like broken and wonky before that like even seeing like somewhat straighter nose with like just smaller everything makes me so happy and relieved. I'm gonna get some arnica cream or gel for the rest of this bruising. I didn't pick up any before because they were kind of mixed reviews about like whether or not it really worked, but I've got nothing to lose at this point, so I'm gonna do that. Right after they took out, oh, I gotta tell you this, okay. So she took off the cast first, the nurse did, and it felt really nice to come off. It was like, oh, relief, pressure. And then she was gonna do the splints, but they were like, she wasn't quite 100% sure like if she could get them without them being painful. So she started taking out the stitches, and let me tell you, that hurt like a biatch. Like it was not fun. And once my eyes started watering, I was like weeping. Like they would not stop watering. Because apparently I healed well, my skin like grew over the stitches. So you have to pull them out and then snip them. And it was like tiny, sharp shooting pains like throughout the face. It was not something I ever want to do again. Anyway, once those are out, Dr. Roskies came in and he pulled out the splints, and that actually didn't hurt at all. He just like grabbed them and lightly pulled, and they're these huge plastic tube looking things. Like you will not believe how big they are. And it feels so good when they come out. I couldn't breathe because as they were pulling out, like blood started coming out, like bleeding. I don't know exactly why, but anyway, the pressure relieved really nicely, and then I had quite a bit of blood. Like they said it was very normal to like have bleeding, but it was like a lot. And so I asked for a mustache dressing because I was walking home. And when I got home, this is gonna be TMI, but I got home and I pulled off the mustache dressing and it had clotted in both nostrils, and I like pulled it and it was like pulling these like bloody goopy caterpillars out of my nose. Anyway, I keep a Kleenex handy. The blood has like, the bleeding has slowed very much. I just have to like dab it every once in a while, but I am going on the plane right away. So I don't know if I'm gonna wear a mustache dressing to the airport and just wear one the whole time and like during the flight, or just keep the stuff with me in case I need to do one. So I haven't decided on that yet, but yeah, it's intense. And I can still wear a mask as long as it's like relatively loose. So they gave me some surgical masks I can wear, but my like regular blue paper one feels probably even better. Like it feels like it just barely touches the tip of my nose, so I'm probably gonna wear that instead. And yeah, here we are, time to go home. So hello, it is day 8 recovery from the septoplasty rhinoplasty. Feeling quite good. I still have pressure and congestion in my nose, but I can breathe through my nose. I'll show you my bruising here. It's going away. The face swelling is almost gone, like on the sides of the face. Bruising is almost gone. I think in the next couple days we'll be there. And the nose swelling is like uncomfortable, but it is what it is. I forgot to update you guys yesterday about the plane ride. I took a plane home and I did end up wearing the mustache dressing under my nose under a mask, and that was super helpful because on the Uber ride I started to bleed as we were like hitting bumps or like uneven pavement. I could feel my nose bleeding, and so luckily that dressing caught a lot of that blood. And then when I got on the plane, when we were taking off, I could feel it started to bleed again, and so I only had to change it one time during the flight. But if you would have seen how much blood was in that dressing, it would freak you out. So anyway, I changed that up, and then the rest of the flight was good. My ears, in terms of the pressure, it wasn't bad. I did feel like I had a bit of like a head cold headache for a lot of the flight, but there was no sharp pains or anything. And then when I landed, I kept drinking like water. As I would feel like pressure building up, I would do lots of water drinking and swallowing, and that kind of cleared some of it away. So by the time I got home 3.5 hours later, I was okay. So yeah, and I haven't really been taking pain meds. A couple Tylenol here and there, just if I'm having like lots of like pain in my head, but for the majority, like the most part, I'm doing really well, not needing pain meds. So Show you my nose today. It's still super swollen, but that's to be expected. So this is day 8. I forgot to mention, I've been easing back into exercise. So yesterday I took the dog for a walk. We went 1.25 kilometers. It took us 15 minutes, so I'm walking slow. And there were no nosebleeds on the walk, so that's really good. As you can see, this is about as high as my lip will go. Usually it goes like higher and my face moves a little bit differently, so I kind of look a little weird. But other than that, I'm in no pain. Discomfort on a scale of 1 to 10 is at like a 1. Just a little bit. I can feel some swelling and tightness like in the nostrils and around the base. But other than that, it's totally fine and manageable. I do put scar cream and Vaseline around the stitches area twice a day, and slowly but surely the scars are healing nicely and going away. I'm still doing nasal rinses at least twice a day just to keep things moist and to keep the nose clean, because I technically cannot blow it yet, which is inconvenient. And if I have to sneeze, I sneeze with my mouth wide open so that none of the air goes through my nose, because it's kind of a terrifying feeling when you have a sneeze coming. Other than that, I am still sleeping elevated with 2 pillows and like a neck pillow to make sure that I don't like roll my head and accidentally roll onto my side, because I am a side sleeper. I'm going just like that. It's been 8 weeks. If you do want to follow the weekly progression, you can check out the highlights on my Instagram at Ashley Quick Fit. I did a little update for the first 10 days and then a weekly update on there as well. Over the past 8 weeks, I've been flushing out my sinuses twice a day with a saline solution and applying scar cream to the scars under my nose, which have healed quite nicely. There's still a long way to go, but a lot of the redness is gone now. And I can stop doing both of those things. One thing I did start doing quite recently is taping my nose at night. There's lots of videos on YouTube on how to do this, and that has helped with the swelling tremendously. When I wasn't doing that, I would notice that some days my nose was quite swollen, and some days it looked like it looks now. And then when I started taping it at night, it was consistently less swollen every morning, and I feel like I've made progress faster because of it. One thing I wanted to mention is that when I got my cast off, because I hadn't been able to wash under there for the week that I had the cast on, I had some like white heads on my nose, and then the black heads were out of control. And so I had to start using a 3-step benzoyl peroxide face method, I guess you would call it. It's by Paula's Choice, the one that I got, and it worked wonders. Within a week, I had significantly less oil on my face, and the blackheads had completely cleared, because you're not supposed to use any kind of pore strips or do any kind of extractions or that kind of thing for the first few months. So that really helped me. The tip of my nose is still frozen. Like I can like just barely feel, but the rest of my nose I can feel. And my smile is totally back to normal, which is great. I resumed exercise full-time at the 5-week mark and have been completely normal, regular exercise routine ever since. If I do something really high impact like skipping, I will feel pulsing in my nose. But I talked to the nurse at Dr. Roskies' office, and she said that's totally normal, nothing to worry about. Of course, you're gonna be a little bit swollen after exercise, but it does go away. It's just temporary. I'm really excited to see what the next few months bring for me. If you look back at the beginning, when I first got my cast off and how swollen I was to how it looks now, the change is huge. So if you are someone who has oily skin and thick skin like me, and you get your cast off for the first time, don't expect to like your nose. For me, I was just in like complete shock. I was just like, I look crazy. And now I'm super happy. So I'm going to post a before and after photo for you guys, or before and to the 8-week mark, because like I said before, it does take at least a full year to get the final results, especially to get that tip to define. So thank you so much for watching this. If you have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment or reach out to me on Instagram at AshleyQuickFit.
Before surgery versus 8 weeks after surgery. Still a long way to go in terms of recovery, but really happy with the results this far. Thanks for watching.